Welcome to a video where I showcase 5 things that you may or may not know. Some of these facts may be in plain sight to some, but for others, this may be the very first time that you hear about them. Let's get started. Starting things off relatively small, did you know? The red artichoke actually reuses an existing sound that is already present. This is what it sounds like normally. But if we are to slow it down to only 45% speed and play it back again, we begin to hear something familiar. This is the same sound as the engineer when he is riding his jackhammer. And if we are to double its speed and pitch, we get it sounding almost exactly like the red artichoke drone. This is likely another instance of PopCap conserving resources by using already existing files and modifying them into brand new ones as opposed to making them. Secondly, did you also know you can speedrun the mission, no baloney, no problem, in record time and grind up a significant amount of coins? All you need to do is select an SB, though for optimal results you'll want to pick breakfast brains with the speed upgrade as to shave off 1 to 2 seconds on each run. Then select the mission in question. The moment the mission starts, turn to the left and use a heroic kick to speed ghost this way under the town hall. Keep jumping until you are close enough to reach the plant base with your second heroic kick. Then once inside, use the speed boost of Turbo Twister to close the gap, and by that point, another heroic kick would have recharged, allowing you to claim the door finder. With optimal time management and perfecting your speed ghosting, you can finish the mission in as little as 18 seconds, and this can actually be a fairly decent way to grind out coins if you set aside the time to do it. Happy grinding for those legendaries that you'll most likely never get anyway. Up next, did you know the Commando P has had an interesting case with his damage drop off throughout the game's lifespan? Currently, his damage drop-off starts at 10 meters and ends at 40, which gives him a little bit of leeway to deal his maximum damage before it drops down. However, this was not always the case, as in Garden Warfare 1 and the first few months of Garden Warfare 2, Commando P's damage drop-off literally started at 0 meters, making it effectively immediately. In this footage shown here, despite me having the damage upgrade for him, I only hit 12s, and the only instance of 13 that can be seen is when I literally have to push myself against the brown coats, and even then, it's not that consistent at all. Whilst this was eventually fixed in Garden Warfare 2, it was interesting to wonder why his damage drop-off range was effective instantly, as opposed to starting after a slight delay like most variants. Heading back to Garden Warfare 1, did you know? Back in 2014, in the Zomboss Estate map, behind the mansion, there was an Easter egg where if the player was to look into the woods on the far back of the map, one would see what appeared to be the Slender Man in the distance, eerily watching the player. Whilst this was a fun Easter egg to the 8 pages, this Easter egg would end up being changed, showing what many to believe the Slender Man being consumed by a chomper. What led to PopCap to add this Easter egg and then change it is not clear, though it could potentially be due to the negative reception surrounding the Slender Man, and did not wish to associate themselves with that brand, and thus, the Easter egg was removed. Lastly, heading all the way over to BFN, did you know? Thanks to a discovery by Noob Master Pro, it turns out that the Garlic Drone and Parrot Pal can be affected by more upgrades than what you'd expect. For the Garlic Drone, the peer pressure upgrade is compatible with the Garlic Drone, allowing you to generate explosions from above without the airstrike. Another example would be the Best Defense upgrade, which surprisingly is also compatible with the drone, which whilst not much due to how little health they have, depending on what upgrades the player uses, can allow for some interesting and unique combinations.